Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to West Burlington Independent School District's Festival of Choirs. This event has been a long time in the making. Mrs. Sievers and I had talked about doing something like this for a while, but this is the first year where we've really put it all into motion and put it together. I have to say it's wonderful seeing such a large crowd, and you look at all the students behind me and just how large our choir program has grown over the past several years. We have over 200 students representing the West Burlington Vocal Department this evening. We're going to begin our concert with our 5th grade choir, which is right behind me. I am the proud director of our 5th grade choir, and I'm really pleased with where we have grown even since the beginning of the year. We meet twice a week for only a half hour, and despite how little rehearsal time we have, they grow in leaps and bounds every single rehearsal. We're going to open tonight's performance with an American folk song that is perfect for the time of season we are in. This is Ghost of John. For most of the students behind me, this is really their first ever choir experience. I try to focus on a lot of fundamentals during this time. Our next song, Scales and Arpeggios, covers a lot of basics in choir. We're going to be singing in unison, meaning all the same parts, and that's going to focus on tone quality and color. We also worked a little bit on solfege. Solfege is the system that choral musicians use to learn how to sight read and sight sing music. We learned what's known as Kerwin hand signs, which look a little bit like sign language, and each hand sign represents a different pitch. Many of you in the audience may recognize this song, as it does come from a very popular, yet very old Disney movie called The Aristocats. This is Scales and Arpeggios.
Music ringing from your chest and not your nose. very first Festival of Choirs. My name is Mrs. Sievers, and I am the choral director of the 612 choirs. So what you see in front of you is our 6th grade choir here at West Burlington. 6th grade is probably always the scariest group for me to start teaching because I don't know them. And they've also just come from a very, very wonderful teacher, and then I get them, and so it just can be scary because I just want them to love us both. I will say that in my first few years here at West Burlington, I remember literally going around the school and watching and seeing who some of the certain kids were and asking my students, hey, who do you think we need to get to join in choir because we need to build up these numbers? And ever since Mr. Henman has started, I have not had to do that because as you can see, he does all of the recruiting for me. So it makes my job so much easier and really is a kudos to him. So, all right, 6th grade choir. They are just such a wonderful group of singers, and I'm so excited for them to sing for you. Our first tune is going to be an American fiddle tune. It's called Cripple Creek, and then we're going to go into our second number, which is Alleluia, based off of a canon by Mozart, and it will be featuring Kennedy Ritter on the flute.
Just
meets every other day and starts singing at 8:10 in the morning for first period. So whereas they might be a little bit calmer, it's very hard to hit some of these notes, and these guys are really troopers, and they're like, Mrs. Severs, can we warm up a little bit more? And I just love that they own that and they want to sing well in the morning. It's just a really, really wonderful group of students to start my day with. We will also be singing 2 songs for you. Our first one is A Joyful Song, and then our second one is actually a song about heartbreak and an unrequited love, which as junior high students, we actually can relate to. They can relate to quite a bit. So Scarborough Fair is about one person who says, well, yeah, I'll date him again if they can do all these impossible things. So there's a lot of bitterness in it, and so that's where those spices come in. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. So kind of really cool if you look at the lyrics to sing with the meaning of that. So a joyful song, and then a song about heartbreak and love.
Don't
Festival Choir in front of you. This is made up of 81 9th through 12th graders. Pretty awesome to have 81 students want to sing. I think that these might be some of my favorite songs I've ever sang, so I'm so excited for you guys to hear them. Our first one is actually a traditional spiritual by Mark Hayes. We sang another one of his tunes in the spring of last year for our contest. We love that number, so we brought it back. I thought this was perfect for October. It's Dry Bones, traditional spiritual, and our second number is also great fun. We will be singing the William Tell Overture, which you guys might recognize as an instrumental piece, and we are vocalists, and that's where all the fun comes in. So in William Tell, we watched like a 2-minute video that gave a little ditty about what's going on in William Tell. But basically, it's just kind of an opera about how Switzerland comes to be. So when it's talking about a battle, singing that. So Dry Bones, William Tell, it's going to be great fun.
Away.
Okay, actually, I'm going to let somebody else talk to you while I am getting them ready for our final piece. A few things, this is kind of a weird thing to maybe announce at a concert, but I don't know if I'm ever going to get all of you guys in one room ever again. So I'm going to take advantage of this. If you're not getting my emails, it's because I send them through Infinite Campus. Last year I spent like a few hours and I literally went through every individual student and I copied and pasted them into Google Contacts. Then I figured out that I was working harder, not smarter. So I literally just send it through Infinite Campus and it sends to the sender contacts. So if you are feeling like I'm ignoring you, I'm not intending to. So if you can check those settings, that would be great. Speaking of emails, I am so excited to have this moment to share with you guys. We actually had a mass rehearsal on Wednesday during our flex time, which just couldn't have went more smoothly. Every single one of these students, all 200 of these students, were kind and respectful, here with the purpose of rehearsing, and it was just us three and Mr. Grohusky who came and helped us monitor, and so I was a little scared, and oh my gosh, you guys should be so proud of these students up here for how kind they were during that rehearsal. So, our combined piece this year is Sisi Moja, which means we are one, and I had some of my students in their lessons actually write the lyrics to this song, just so they could kind of connect to it. So I'm going to read them to you very quickly. No, I'm going to read you some notes from the composer in here. I wanted to create an uplifting, hopeful song that had a modern, popular style vibe and dealt with the choir's theme of unity and oneness. Since the piece was intended to represent all people and all cultures, I sought to write a text that would reflect just that. I was teaching high school at the time, and a student in one of my choirs was from Kenya. I asked asked her to assist me with a Swahili phrase that I could combine with a new original text, which would translate specifically to "We are one." Though not a common Swahili phrase, we came up with "Sisi ni moja." So as you are listening to this song, I want you to notice that it's not just all sunshine and rainbows, but there's actually some really serious stuff in here that I think we all can connect to. So I really hope you enjoy this last piece as much as I enjoyed conducting it. We've got Mr. Henman on the djembe, and this is better still.